And now the latest are these visuals on your screens from outside the Congress headquarters in Delhi, where the Delhi police can be in fact seen detaining Priyanka Gandhi Vadra. Remember, this development comes in at a time when several other senior Congress leaders, including Rahul Gandhi himself, have been detained by the Delhi police. Pertinent to note that earlier today, in fact, Rahul Gandhi, in a very strong worded statement, said that democracy has died in India owing to the current rule by the BJP, and that the BJP is in fact misusing its power by constantly milking the central agencies to harass the opposition leaders. And now high-octane drama, as you can see on your screens, continues in the heart of the national capital, where several Congress leaders and workers are now being detained by the police. Remember, it's not just Delhi. In fact, Congress protests are also taking place right from down south to other states, including Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, several states in down south, including Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, and now these are the live visuals, in fact, on your screens. On one hand, you can see how the Congress MP Rahul Gandhi himself being detained by the Delhi police as Congress continues its mega star unabated, whereas on the other window, you can see how Priyanka Gandhi Vadra too is being detained by the Delhi police. So these are the live visuals on your screens of the high voltage drama that continues in the national capital. Remember, it's not just Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, but several other Congress leaders, including Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, P. Chidambaram, who have been detained, in fact, by the Delhi police. This as the Congress continues its star in the national capital and several other states. So these are the visuals on your screens of the massive face-off on the streets of Delhi between the Congress leaders, Congress workers and the cops on the streets of the national capital. Remember, Rahul Gandhi and several other Congress leaders were in fact stopped in their protest march against inflation and were in fact detained by the cops. And in fact, just few moments back, we showed you visuals of how Priyanka Gandhi Vadra was in fact staging a sit-in dharna as a part of her protest. And now you can see the Delhi police has actually detained Priyanka Gandhi Vadra as well. And several other Congress leaders too were stopped on their tracks during their protest march from the parliament to the president's house. Remember, the Congress party was holding a mega protest against the centre's policies linked to price rise in GST. Another key demand by the Congress party that has been there for more than a while now is that the BJP is allegedly stalling the discussion and debate over key issues in the parliament. Remember, this has been a demand by several other political opposition parties as well, that the BJP is not holding debates, discussions on key issues like the soaring inflation, lack of jobs in the country. And today, in fact, in a mega stir, as you can see the visuals on your screens, in a massive action against the BJP, the Congress party has organized a massive pan-India stir. And pertinent to know that high voltage drama continues on the streets of the national capital, where in fact several Congress loyalists have thronged the streets, marking their protest against the BJP, the centre's policies. And now you can see, after Rahul Gandhi, in fact, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra has been detained by the police officials. In fact, she's being, it seems like, carted off to a police station in a white car, as you can see on your screen. So these are the visuals, live visuals, right outside the Congress headquarters in the national capital, where Priyanka Gandhi Vadra has been detained by the Delhi police. This as Congress's mega stir against in fact inflation. Congress's mega anti-inflation stir continues. And remember, this is not just limited to Delhi, but several other states, including MP, several states in down south, including Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Kerala, where the Congress workers are staging protests against the ruling BJP at the centre and several of its policies. And in fact, Congress has been saying for a while now that it's time that the BJP holds a discussion in the parliament on key issues plaguing the country at the moment.